I feel my heart pounding as I write down every detail that has been happening to me recently. It all started on the night of the new moon. But no, wait. Let me start from the beginning. My name is John, and I've always lived in a small town nestled deep within the forest. Growing up, we were always told stories of the wicked witch who lived in the woods, cursed by an angry god to live out her days without ever seeing another human face again. No one dared venture near her home, at least not if they wanted to keep their sanity intact. But then, some children went missing, and it seemed like she was behind it. We thought we had seen the last of her until now. Now that the full moon rises high above us once more. This time, though, it feels different. Something about this change in lunar phase sends shivers down my spine and makes me wonder just how true our childhood legends may have been. For years now, my family has held a secret close to our chest, something that none of us dare speak of even among ourselves. You see, there have been werewolves in our lineage for generations upon generations, and each transformation brings with it insatiable bloodlust and overwhelming power beyond imagination. And yet, tonight I can hear my own hunger growling inside me like a wild animal ready to break free from its cage. Tonight I know that I'm changing, that I am becoming something other than myself. Terror grips me tightly as I try to rationalize away the things that seem so clear to me. The incredible strength coursing through my veins, the sudden craving for flesh and warmth beneath my skin, the urge to run wild through as I lay in bed waiting for sleep to claim me. I couldn't stop thinking about the strange dream I'd had earlier that day. In it, I found myself wandering aimlessly through an unfamiliar city shrouded in darkness, the only source of light coming from the flickering street lamps, casting eerie shadows along the alleyway. Suddenly, I heard a faint cry echoing in the distance, followed by the sound of footsteps growing closer with each passing moment. Heart racing, I turned around just in time to see a pair of glowing eyes staring back at me from the darkness. Before I could react, I felt a sharp pain rip across my neck as two powerful jaws clamped shut, sending searing agony throughout my body. Just as quickly as it began, it ended, leaving me lying in a pool of my own blood, with no recollection of what happened next. When I opened my eyes the following morning, it felt like I could still taste the metal tang of my own blood on my tongue, mixed with the salty sweat coating my forehead. Was it a premonition? Or perhaps a warning sign sent from deep within my subconscious mind? For weeks after, I became increasingly distant from my loved ones, pushing them away with little regard for their feelings towards me. At work, I grew restless and easily irritated, snapping at colleagues for petty reasons without any real cause. Every night, I tossed and turned restlessly, fighting against whatever force kept driving itself deeper into my psyche, trying desperately to rid myself of it before it consumed everything I hold dear. Little did I know that this would prove to be futile in hindsight. As the full moon approached once more, I found my mood darkening further still. One evening, overcome with a feeling of pure rage, unlike anything I've experienced before. I grabbed the nearest object at hand and hurled it across the room, watching it crash violently into the wall, splintering wood and plasterboard alike. With trembling hands, I reached for the telephone, dialing numbly as if possessed by some unfathomable power. A voice whisped. The voice on the phone sounded distorted and distorted and distorted and distant, almost as if calling from another world entirely. "Hello?" I croaked out hoarsely, barely able to form coherent words as fear gnawed at my gut like a pack of wolverines. There was a pause before the reply came crackling through the receiver. "It's going well," said the caller, his voice low and menacing. "How are you preparing yourself for your first hunt?" Fear gripped me tighter than ever before as I realized the truth. I wasn't alone. Someone else knew of my affliction. Someone else shared my curse, and now they sought to use me for their twisted purposes. With mounting dread, I listened helplessly as the voice continued. "The full moon rises soon, John. You must embrace your instincts. Let go of your fragile human morality and give in to the hunger. Only then will you find true freedom." Click. The call terminated abruptly, leaving me sitting frozen in terror-stricken silence. Time seemed to stand still as I struggled to come to terms with the reality I faced. How many others were out there? Did they understand the magnitude of the horrible transformations they wrought upon themselves? Would I ever find peace or solace amidst these primal urges clawing away at my soul? Desperate for answers, I reached out to a local therapist specializing in alternative forms of mental healing. Through grueling sessions of hypnotherapy and past life regression, fragments of memories long forgotten resurfaced. Images of my ancestors engaged in arcane rituals involving shape, shifting, and animal sacrifice. Had I known the extent of their legacy sooner, might I have avoided this path altogether? Or was there truly no escape from the cycle of violence perpetuated by those before me? The answer eluded me, hidden beneath layers of self-deception and denial. All I could do was bide my time until fate decided whether I lived or died in service to ancient powers. To date, I remain uncertain as to when my metamorphosis will peak, whether it will result in triumph or tragedy. Yet here I sit, penning these final thoughts, hoping somewhere, someone out there listens. Someone who knows exactly what. For just $3 a month, you can have your name featured in my YouTube videos and descriptions. Not only will you be supporting my channel, but you'll also be immortalized in the credits of my content. If you're looking for something a bit more personalized, consider becoming a $25 a month patron. I'll voice your stories and bring them to life on my channel. Create a special drawing just for you, or even write a unique story tailored to your interests. So don't hesitate. Join my patron community today and help me keep the spooky stories coming. And remember, together we can save each other from the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for your support.